It's the time to get down.
Are y'all ready to talk about some weed? Crickets? Crickets?
Maybe, maybe not.
Crickets.
Times are a-changing, but some things stay the same.
Cricket.
You start each morning with a cup of coffee every day. Maybe hit the snooze, turn on the local news. But nothing good comes from a one-sided point of view. Marijuana for dummies. Come for the info, stay for the reefer. Marijuana for dummies. Come for the info and stay for the reefer.
Welcome everybody to Marijuana for Dummies, the show that resists the miseducation of marijuana. It's amazing. It's one of the shows that Amazon actually picked up most easily from us. I never thought I would actually be making a career out of smoking weed, but I guess maybe this is it. But Marijuana for Dummies, now available. We got 4 episodes up there already. Go take a look. We're adding weekly episodes for Marijuana for Dummies. Now, what I'm smoking on this week, I'm still continuing on that Blue Dream, which is a sativa-dominant hybrid. Now, I think you could tell that it's a sativa because I don't have and I don't show the same degree of sedative effects. You know, some of the other days, when I was running low, I only had indicas in the house. And when the indica has way more of a sedative physical effect on you. Some people call it a downer. I don't like the way this sounds. It's not a downer. It's just a heavier sedative physical effect. Whereas the sativa doesn't seem to have that, but more of the cerebral effects. You know, and I say, you know, in much in the way that alcohol tends to have a sedative physical effect on people, so do the indicas. But this morning I'm having the Blue Dream. It's a blast, and it's a great smoke for the morning. I think I need to go back and get me an ounce. Talk of the day is the California Senate that has passed legislation to produce state-chartered cannabis banks. Let's give it up. State-chartered cannabis banks. Now, many of you don't realize that because marijuana is still essentially illegal on a federal level, cannabis businesses have essentially been unable to get banking services, being a cash industry, having to have safes with large amounts of cash on board because they can't deposit anything. Everything has to be a cash and carry business, which is amazing considering how much money this legal marijuana is in these states. So California is going to be one of the first states that's actually starting state-chartered cannabis banks. All right, and the whole goal of these banks is to assist the business get about restrictions. Because federally, there's still restrictions, but states on their own levels can provide banks or credit unions for a restricted kind of a charter service so that now licensed cannabis organizations can make deposits, write checks, and conduct business. Wow. Give it up again.
Okay.
But here's a quote they have from Steve Hawkins, executive director of the Marijuana Policy Project, who says, and I quote, "It's tough to consider a business that at this point is as big as, like craft beer, that does not have any banking as we have come to know it." And we agree. So then we're glad to see that happen.
Thank you.
All the while this is going on, and we remind folks that a bunch of the states that are moving forward ways to make money still have yet to institute proper solutions for those individuals they have within the legal system. In other words, there are some people in jail There are people who have crimes attached to their name, which of course affects them in everything from jobs to stops by the police on the street. So one of the big issues continues to be what states are going to do about the records. Many people are pushing for a federal program, but until we actually get marijuana removed from those schedule of being illicit drugs, until that time we can't have a real national policy. But that's what we need to have, because we need to have folks removed from incarceration. We need to expunge their records. And in some ways, this opens up the idea, Vic, unfortunately for some, the idea of reparations to those who've been wrongly. Specifically, we know that they targeted minority folks for these oppressive anti-drug laws. They targeted folks and communities. And now, after years of collecting funds, taking resources, there are people who are saying, we need some of that money back. That money you wrongfully took from us.
So the people will have to pay for it, right?
Well, the people already paid for it.
Right.
And
they'll double down.
So the question is, who's going to pay it for when they pay it back? You're right. But that goes for any reparations, right?
Yep.
So we'll see.
Yeah.
We'll see. But that's the issue. Remember, there are still folks in jail right now while we are smoking weed out here in the world.
You know what would be interesting? To find out who was the last person incarcerated and if they're still there for bootlegging.
Oh, the last person incarcerated for weed?
Yeah,
just that
bootlegging.
last day.
The bootlegging.
Right, the last day.
Who was the last one who's serving
They
time?
were serving. They grew their own out. They didn't get their license.
Right.
They were selling weed.
Yeah.
And they probably went to jail the day before.
And after decades, when did it happen? Did they get released? It'll be interesting to find a story, the correlation like that, man.
Sure will. Marijuana for Dummies, y'all.
Times are a changing, but some things stay the same.